everybody, it's Max, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program Destiny. That's right. And in today's episode, we are going for a tetrawatt of powerage that's gonna be explosiveage. You betcha. And of course, we're gonna do some more. We're gonna get a few more achievements in along with that one. And another one would be 10 million of those crazy white ice cubes for science, you betcha. Now, before we get started, it has been 1 year and 1 day since we started this file. And so I've now switched the screen over. And before we get started, of course, I want to thank all recent subscribers that are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Of course, everybody in the chat. And, of course, everybody that watches later on today. I appreciate that very much. As you can see on the screen, I'm about to load a file that was started exactly 1 year ago and 1 day ago, okay? Of course, in this particular case, so on 2022, January 23rd, we started the Dyson Sphere Program Destiny series. And that series was to basically get all the achievements in the game. There's 100 achievements, and we started off. Now, would I have liked to have done them all within a single year? Yes, but at the same time, you know, it's like most games where you play it for so long and you have to set it aside for a bit, and the fact that I had other games to play on the channel throughout the year. Of course, February is always a bit of a slow time in gaming circles, so late January into February, and of course, it's a good time to dig up DSP and let's get some achievements done. Now, we actually have over 90 achievements done. And we're about to knock off another, 3, 4 today? So let's get in there, let's have a look at it and see what we got. We have 1 gigawatt to go before we get a tetrawatt of energy. And this will load up the game, and let's have a look at that. So with that, I'll hit the load button here. And it will slowly load up. I don't usually start us out on that map because, you know, it's a little boring, but it's the only place you can actually see how much power you have. Dude, you're awful warpy there today. Let's have a look. This is a new star system. This is the HD 788855 system. Anyway, it's a blue giant system. And we need a blue giant to get 1 tetrawatt of that power, gosh darn it. And so let's go into production here, and we'll go to total, and we'll go to all time, the entire cluster. So let's actually have a look at the science here while it's pew-pewing the last gigawatt of energy out for me. As you can see, we have way more cubes than 10 million. To handle the achievements that we want. And as you can see, I've done 8 and almost 9 of the 10 million in science. So let's now go to achievements, and we'll have a look at the achievements not done. Now, 2 of the achievements I had to do one of them. Earlier. So we started at the last live stream. We had 91 achievements. I had to knock one off because I couldn't get to the tetrawatt energy without doing another one of the other energy ones. So I'll come down here to the list. Where is the center brain needs more energy too? So center brain needs more energy too required that I get, I was pretty sure it was that one. It was something like 50 gigawatts. You had to have at least, oh, there it is. Giant factory, reach a total power generation of 50 gigawatts. Okay, so I had to get that one done before I can move on to the next one. And so that one is already knocked off, and that has now put us to 92. Okay, now with being at 92, these are the last 8 achievements to do. And today we're going to do Secrets of the Universe. We're also going to do Center Brain Needs More Energy 3, which is 1 tetrawatt of power coming up here shortly. We're also going to get into doing, where is my science awards here? There's a science awards here somewhere. Unlock all technologies. Yes, we want that one. And and of course we did the 50 gigawatt thing. Right, so that will take care of them 3 there, plus the one we already done, and taking us up to 95. And that will leave 5 left. Now, I didn't know that my system didn't have a red giant in it until I was well into this playthrough. So I'm going to have to start another file for 2 reasons. one, I need to start a file that starts at 0.05 resources. I thought I had this set for 0.5 resources, but according to this, I didn't. So I'm going to have to start a file for 0.5 resources, and for environmentalist, and for red giant star. So those three there are going to be in a separate file that we're going to be playing throughout this month. And then that leaves us two left. Don't Break a Sweat and Mission Impossible. And of course, those are the two speedrun achievements. But here momentarily, we are going to have all the cookies and the things. Let's have a look now at our Dyson Sphere in this crazy blue giant system. That is 919 gigawatts of that power. It's still far from done. But it's at least going to get me the tetrawatt of energy that I need. Gosh darn. Now that's because at 920 and a half, which we just reached 920, so we got about 500,000 gigawatts, 0.5 of a gigawatt to go. We have about 79 gigawatts being generated across the entire universe system here, and so we only need about 0.5 gigawatt to go on this sucker. Let's have a look at it from the outside. Oh yeah, that's a star, people. I'm a superstar. Yes, you are. You are a superstar, my boy, and you are sucking up that energy. You betcha. Here, we'll even do a little bit more of a zoom out. This is pretty crazy. Look at that. That's a star system right there. I mean, you're building a lot of energy. So, like for example, now how can I see how much energy we're pumping out of this thing? Well, if we do this, and I hit save, and I hit save here, and it takes a few seconds because, of course, it's got. I mean, this file is like half a gig itself, right? The sizes of this stuff, people, the sizes. Now, if I go in and check, I go to load the game and I say, show me this file. We're at 999,252. So we need 750 million watts left. So that's about 5 minutes. That's about 5 minutes. Well, not even 5 minutes. We'll say about 5 minutes. So let's have a look now. Well, it's shooting the last of the solar sails out there to get me this achievement at the research we want to do. Because this, of course, is where two of the big ones are going to happen. The other two big ones are going to happen today. 10 million of that science. That's a lot of science, people. It's a lot of science. So what do you want to start spending some science on here, Max? Well, I mean, you got level 30. You know what? Let's just spend it on research speed. Let's go for some. Let's activate that 4 times. That way, it gets to run in the background. What are we spending there? 216. So that'll be 2, 4, 6, 800,000. Plus, it goes up each time by a little bit. So that's probably about 900,000. And we're already at 8.85. So that'll push us into the mid 9s. For the science achievement. And you'll notice in there I have to actually finish some science rows, right? So in this particular case, I never have started this the logistics stacking. I never did do that. We also have to do this here, but we should be able to blast through these really fast because they're so low level that it's nothing. And then that will give us that achievement as well. All right, let's see, Max. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen here in about? I don't know. It could happen. It could happen like in 7 seconds, but I really don't have a good time on. It's not. There's no place to actually see. Like for example, you can't come in here and go to power and say, show me power of all time, right? It doesn't do it that way. Like there's no setting here saying power of all your Dyson Spheres, 999.8 gigawatts, right? Which is unfortunate because the only way you see it is when you save the file and you look it up on the load screen of the file. Now, I mean, I guess there is kind of one more way you can see it. Right, there's research speed 30. We can zoom all the way out here. Of course, we have lots of Dyson Spheres. We have all kinds of Dyson Spheres, right? If we do this will load Milky Way galaxy view. which I find this doesn't work as well for giving me the totals. It's almost like the file doesn't update correctly to the Milky Way, but we'll have a quick gander out here. All right, give me, right? So again, like it's, no, I don't want that, dude. Yeah, give me that. All right, so it is updating nicely at the moment at 999 gigawatts, which is good. So as you can see here, but you'll come out here sometimes, and that will say that'll be between 5 and 8 gigawatts shorter than you expect, and then of course it's like, well, where's all my extra gigawattage, right? So it's a little tricky sometimes to use the Milky Way galaxy view to kind of say, hey, how much do I got left? And then it kind of, I don't know if there's a delay in updating the Milky Way galaxy view map versus here. And I'm assuming there is, right? So I'm assuming it's taking that number from the save file and not from real-time data. So that's just what we're going with here, right? We're not hanging out with that. Let's take a quick fly all the way up and over. Wow, that's actually a little louder than I expected there, Max. Listen, I need you to kind of fly at this star for a second. I'm going to turn that volume down just a wee bit. You forgot the overlay again, Max. Yeah, I know. There we go. You do that all the time, dudes. Okay. As you can see here, we'll fly out here to the star, and as we kill off the next 3 minutes of Destiny here. And we can also, I'm having yep, push that button there, Max. There you go. There, a little bit of fast forward speed for you, big guy. Yeah, we'll get out here, we'll zip around in the stars, we wait for this achievement to happen. We're also waiting for the research to happen at the same time. As you can see here, it takes 224. Once we get through these 3 research blocks, there's level 31, and we're gonna actually fly over. We'll fly over to the science planet to watch the science happen from when we get 10 million, right? Because I mean, the science planet's pretty crazy. I mean, all these builds now are crazy, right? We've gotten to the point now where everything we do in the game, everything we've done in the game in the last few months, the build is super crazy, right? Like saving up 10 million science and building this crazy Dyson Sphere. We're looking at, I'm looking at a good 150 plus hours of making sure that sails weren't running out, solar sail planet production in many systems wasn't glitched or hydrogen locked or a whole bunch of stuff. And there was a lot of work in the last 175 hours. A lot of work. And so, that's pretty intense. It's been pretty intense 175 hours, people. And I mean, there have been days where I've just left the computer running 4 days because this thing, you'd go to bed and this thing is just pew-pewing sails like crazy. And yes, you can always put more pew-pew guns on the planet, but I mean, even I've got more than a dozen planets making solar sails out here. I mean, you can only shoot so many solar sails, right? Like it sounds great. How many sails can you shoot at a star? Well, it currently turns out right now I've got about a capacity of 19,000 and change, almost 20,000. But even when you're shooting 20,000 solar sails at a star, it's pretty intense, right? It's like I said, sometimes you'll get gummed up with a planet and everything seems to be going fine, and then you'll see a drop off. And I mean, sometimes you don't see this stuff at all. Like sometimes you'll be sometimes I've had to leave it running for days at a time while I've been sleeping. And dude, why are you having such a hard time turning left today? Is it like a visual problem with you or something? What is it? What's going on there? Come on, dude. I mean, now I did hear sometimes that it takes, like, you got to actually go over a gig, or like a tetrawatt by like you got to go like 1.02 gigawatt or tetrawatts or something crazy, stupid number like that. Zeta, what's up? This is another awesome game. How you doing? I'm doing okay. Hopefully within the next couple of minutes we're gonna get the tetrawatt achievement here, as we're flying in this crazy blue star Dyson Sphere, which I of course have been working on for the last 150 hours. But let me tell you, it's crazy, right? It's just crazy. So hopefully we're gonna get that really shortly. Let me do a save game. We got to see how close we are at this thing. I mean, we're at 999. Well, according to this, we were at 999,252. I got to be really close with this thing now, right? Gee whiz. 999. Okay, dude, where are we with this Dyson Sphere? We're at 999,953. Okay, we got 50 million watts to go. 50 million watts, people. Holy smokes. Well, give me my 50 million watts so I can get this achievement and get all the things done, right? I need to sit down and do another playthrough of this for sure. Yeah, I really enjoy a Dyson Sphere Program. Of course, what people don't realize is that I posted the very first video on Dyson Sphere Program. That's right. This guy. Boom, there it is. Center brain needs more energy 3. You betcha. Total power generation of all your Dyson Spheres reaches 1 tetrawatt of power. You know it. Holy smokes. That was a hard achievement. That achievement took me 175 hours of craziness. But we now have the achievement. So let's go into the achievement list. That's right. 93. Our latest achievement is done. And where is Center Brain needs more energy? There it is. Look at that. Center Brain needs more energy 3. We have a tetrawatt of power being consumed. Let's have a look at the universe itself, or my universe itself. There we go. Let's zoom out there. That's a really big Dyson Sphere, isn't it? I mean, it's so big you can really zoom out here and still see it. Okay. Okay, so in this case we have I mean, like I said, I have more than a dozen planets producing solar sails for this silly thing. There's a lot of names. There's a lot of names going on out here, right? And these all have Dyson Spheres, right? That's the whole point behind these. These all have Dyson Spheres going on, and some of them, of course, have Dyson Sphere planet producers. That's an entire planet that produces like the rockets and the solar sails for doing Dyson Spheres. So it's all a lot of stuff, right? Knowing the process you had to do to reach that, right? Yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I agree. Now we want 10 million science. Let's go to the 10 million science planet and do that. All right. Let's point this way. We'll go over to Nick's planet here, and let me hit the gas. All the things. Boom, doom. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize it was that loud. I thought I had that turned down some. There we go. That's probably a little bit better. Yeah. Because I haven't had this game up and running for a while, I don't really have good sound adjustments in OBS done yet, so still working on that. Still working on that one. But we'll get over here to the Nicola system, to Nick's system. This is where I'm sure this is the planet where we do all the science. Well, I mean, we have lots of systems doing lots of science in their unique color, and then this is where I think they all come to for combination into white science, I believe is. Or is this the planet where I just do the science? Yeah, no, this is the planet that actually does the science itself. The white science system is actually somewhere. I think is that it right there? No, that's Tidal Log Planet. I got a white science system somewhere. Let's go here. Is that what you're pointing at to me, game? Is that where I'm supposed to go? Yes, this is where we want to go. This is where we'll go to have a look at all that crazy science. We're gonna crank this sucker up in a minute. Oh yeah. Boom. That's right. Yeah, run in here for a second, dude. I don't know. Run this way. Yeah, you need a few labs, right? You need a few labs to do science. Like about this many labs. Yeah, that's right. When you need some science done, we do science here, people. You know it. So let's get another achievement knocked off the list. So let's do that, and that'll only take like 5 seconds. We'll do that one, and then we'll do this one, and then we got 5 here to do, right? We'll do that, and this, and that, and this, and we'll do some of that. Now, these are not. Since this is a white globe system for science, you're not actually going to see any of that science get completed here. We'll queue something up after we get rid of these simple ones. Yeah, just blast some of that out, would you? This science is boring. This is boring old science. It's like yuck, silly science. Yeah, just distribution range, whatever, blah blah blah. We'll just blast through some of this science, and then we'll crank up some of this cool white science stuff. There we go. Yep. Distribution range for blah, 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 all the things. There we go. And this will be the final one here. That's a few cubes. Gee whiz, 3 seconds. Who's got 3 seconds in their life? I don't know. There we go. Boom. There is another achievement. Icarus, PhD. Unlock all the science of all the things. You know it. And, of course, we'll bring up our chart so we can see it on the chart, because that's what we want to do, people. We're at 94 achievements, and Icarus PhD, where is it on the list? Yep, no, yes, no. I wish these were in, like, some sort of alphabetical number order or something. Because it makes it really... All right, so there it is. And if we click the thing, boom, that is achieved. All right. How much science do you got done, dude? After you did all that crazy enough. Okay, well, listen. I need you to go to total for the entire star cluster. How much science do we have done here? You've got 9.66 million science out of 10 million done. Well, dude, you need to queue up something. Listen, what do you want to queue up? Queue up like 3 research speed, and that'll do it, right? That's like 600,000. Well, queue up 4 of them. We'll make sure. Okay, so this is how you watch like every lab in the entire thing come glowing alive. That's right, because when you have a couple of thousand labs coming alive, this is awesome. You know, I must admit, maybe I should save some of this for the dark side, right? Like when we're on the dark side of the planet, because right now our orbit is on the lighter side. Where are we in orbit anyway? Yeah, our orbit's a little weird today. I see. Well, this planet's a little weird. I mean, the whole thing's a little weird, right? But anyway, well, I guess we'll watch it through this side. I guess we're kind of half on the dark side of the planet, so. We'll watch it from this side as we blast through these last 400,000 science of all the things as it collects through, and that will give us that achievement. And then we'll take a quick tour around, because after this achievement, I can't do any more achievements in this system, and so we'll do that. Have a look at the system, at the entire solar system itself. Gee whiz, Zeta, we actually should get you a star name out here at the same time, right? Because I tend to try and knock some names in every once in a while. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Not that one. Not that one. Let's do the water world. Yeah, we'll do it that way. So, this system is now known as the Zeta Infinite System. Okay. F-I-N-I-T-E. You got your caps lock key on, Max? Oh, darn it. Yeah, okay, fine. Zeta I-N-I-T-E. Yeah, the Zeta Infinite System. There we go. Done and done. All right, because you got to be immortalized in one of the crazy planets that we got going on here, right? because there's a lot of crazy planets doing a lot of crazy things. Well, I mean, one of the goals was, of course, get over 1,000 ships flying. It's a little hard to see on the screen, but we do have literally hundreds of ships flying at any one time in this game, right? I mean, there are just resources moving around all the time. Look at that! Secrets of the Universe 2. You betcha. That is another one done. You feel honored. Ah, dude, don't feel honored. It's just, you know, we try to do what we can here, right? We try to do what we can, and I appreciate them £5, dude, because that's really appreciative. That's right. As Corvius there, he is giving you the thumbs up for the £5, which here in Canada is worth like $1 million. Like, you've literally just handed me the lottery with that. So it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Let's bring up the chart so as we can see that one on the screen as we go to push the button on it. That is Secrets of the Universe, dude. All right. Secrets of the Universe. Yeah, let's keep scrolling up. There it is. And we'll click this one. Boom, there it is. Secrets of the Universe 2 for 95 out of 100 achievements. What a crazy day this is already, isn't it? So we have 5 of them achievements to go. And mentioned, we're going to have to do this in another system because I don't have a red giant in this system, and I am very bummed out about it. And I must admit, I'm very bummed out about the 0.5 resource. I was sure I had this map set to 0.5 resource, and just didn't get it. So I was like, maybe I didn't. Maybe I messed it up when I set up the map or whatever. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, $5 here in Canada is literally like winning the lottery. So I mean, you know. It's all good things after that, dude. What can I tell you? And then of course, like I said, we also haven't got a red star. So these two here, these two and this one on the end, the environmentalist, has to be done on a whole fresh map. So as we can get to that goal, and that is what that's what February is going to be all about, people. Well, actually. Starting next week. So starting next week, we're going to be building a whole new Dyson Sphere again, and on a whole new map. And it's going to be just to get these 3 achievements. So it'll be running on a 0.5 resource. I won't be allowed to use foundations at any time. And then, of course, we're going to have to build a Dyson Sphere around a red giant system. And I'm sure I'll be pulling all my hair out when I go to do that, but at least we'll get through it, people. We will get through it. And so that's what's going to happen starting next week. Then a little later after that, these 2 here in the middle are going to be Don't Break a Sweat and Mission Impossible, of course, to get the last 2 achievements. And these are basically, I don't want to call them speedrun achievements because I'll call them proper planning achievements. If you properly plan out and blueprint a decent system. Now, yes, you do have to have the right seed, and yes, you do have to have, you know, a plan for a couple of key ingredients, including fire, ice, and a few other things. But if you have the right seed and stuff, you should be able to do the 25-hour and the 10-hour achievements without an issue. But let's now take a tour all around, because I mean, look at all this, look at all that science, people. You gotta like having just thousands of science being made and googled up like candy. It's like a whole planet is eating candy all at once as you eat up all the white candy, all the white sugar cube candy in the universe. You betcha. Yeah, just eat it all up. It's crazy. All right, let's make a quick stop over here to where it all began. And of course, where are we anyway? Maybe there's some other planets we want to stop at on the route. Well, there is Maximus right there. There is the Maximus system. All right, well, you know what? Let's start where it all began, which, of course, is my system, the Maximus system. And so we'll zip on over there. Let's do that. Saying goodbye to the 10 million science system of Nick. You know, Nick's done all the science for us, and it's all good. And you have no warpers, dude. Is that a truth or a false? Yeah, it's false, dude. You have lots of warpers. You just got to put them inside. You just got to put them inside the thing. Okay, cool. Listen here, put some warpers in there. All right. Why you got all this hydrogen? Oh, because you were making 20,000 solar sails a minute, and sometimes some of your hydrogen would clog up, and you had to go clean it. Oh, right, okay. I'm sure I had to do something like that, right? It's all good in the neighborhood after that. Wow, that warping sequence, that gets awful loud there for like 3 seconds. I didn't realize it got loud when you hit to warp, but anyway, it is what it is. We'll go back here to where it all started, back here in the Maximus system. Of course, my system is a three-planet starting system. So we'll zip on over here. Now, I still seem to hit and miss these from time to time. It is a little tricky for me, right? Because, yep, thank you. Where am I, dude? Okay, well, that's great. That's not the planet you want, though. I think this is the planet we want, right? So I am actually in a triple planetary orbit here. It's pretty crazy. If we go out here to the thing for a second, yeah, this is a gas giant with 3 planets orbiting it, right? That's pretty crazy, right? So there's only one orbit in this system, which is the gas giant, but all 3 of the other planets orbit the gas giant, which is why I actually chose this system. Hey, look at that! That's the Max planet. Yeah, that's the Maximus planet of the Moximus. The planet Max hasn't had anything forever, right? It has no iron ore, has no copper ore, has no silicon. It has nothing here. We have nothing here. We burnt this planet out like 300 hours ago, right? This planet's just got nothing. So we have to import all the things. Everything gets imported at the bottom of the planet, and then you gotta turn this way, Max. There you go. So everything gets imported at the bottom of the planet. So you'll see here we have a transport hub here at the bottom of the planet. When everything gets brought in, it then gets distributed around the planet as needed, right? And of course, just like most people who start the game, you usually end up doing all your science on your initial planet, right? Your initial giddy up go science, right? So this planet does all the science. It just doesn't do it in the scale that we have on the universal scale of things. But I must admit, it does a fair amount of science. For this crazy planet, it does a lot of science here, right? We have here's my white science build on this planet before we had the mega planetary planet doing all the white science. You have a nice little white science build here, right? These here, of course, are your combinator sciences, right? This is what takes your, this is what takes the white science and actually does science, right? So, here, pick something easy, Max. Yeah, pick that for a minute. So you can see here, so before we had the planet that actually did all the science in the world, this is where science was done before, right? And you can see here we have the different colors of science being done, right? So here's our red and yellow builds. The planet is actually designed to do 200 science cubes a minute. So of course, which is actually not a bad start, right? So to do 200 science a minute in blue, it requires 10 blue labs, 20 red labs. I think it's 4 fours, 16. I was pretty sure it was more than 20 for yellow as well, but I don't have my list up here in front of me. So then of course you start getting into the other crazy colors, right? Like I think purple's like, what is it, 8, 16, 32. Yeah, it's 40 science, and I think green is 50 to do 200 science a minute. Green's right up here, of course. We'll just bebop up here. Yeah, there's a few labs here. Now I'm doing everything with fire ice here. I converted it over once. Now the reason I'm doing it with fire ice is because one of the 3 planets I'm in orbit around here has fire ice on it, right? So it was just more efficient to do fire ice than it was to do it through the other formula. It's crazy. Yeah, so it takes 50 green science to do 200 a minute. And of course we also use our green science here to actually make space warpers, because that's a thing. Hey, stop carrying this junk around, Max. There, get rid of that stuff. Yeah, clean up your inventory a little bit every once in a while, would you? So, of course, we are using fire ice for, I think, for the... yeah, there's the ice, and yeah, there it is. For the graphene, we're using the fire ice for, because it's just so much cheaper, right? Making silicon and all that stuff for graphene is just, it's a super expensive way to do it, right? Of course, oil, though, is still here, because at one time we didn't have fire ice, so of course, here's my crazy oil buildup. I love this design. I still use this design today. The recycler system for hydrogen, right? So the nice part about this design is it produces, it's a hydrogen build, right? So of course, what it does is it has a 4:8. It's a 4:8 ratio setup with a cycler on it, and then it goes through and it recycles on itself the hydrogen it needs to actually make more hydrogen, right? Which I think is a 2-to-3 ratio, and it produces just enough oil out of the 4:8 scenario that it doesn't jam up on itself. So you'll see here, for every time these guys are spitting out oil, these guys are just pulling it in, so this line never actually gets full. It's actually a really nice ratio setup. I love this oil. I love this hydrogen oil build. It really is awesome. And if you don't have a hydrogen planet, and you need a lot of hydrogen, of course, a little later on in your sciences, well, this is just a great way to get oil, right? Or get hydrogen. I do have my second oil build up here, though. This oil build up here is for the original hydrogen when you're first getting red science up and running, as well as actually getting actual oil out. Because, of course, again, before fire ice, you need to make organic crystal, and holy smokes, I hate organic crystal. Until you find a planet with some on it, that's just a pain. It really is. But I mean, overall, right? And then of course down here, like once you got all this science made, then it's just how much rocket stuff can you make, right? So over here is the rocket stuff. We make rocket things, rocket parts, all the rocket. So there's some sales, right? So there's a bunch of sales being made. Of course, what's this? One of, I don't know, 15 different planetary systems that are making solar sails. But I mean, this is a really tiny build compared to the other 14. Well, we'll see if we can't make a stop. Where can we make a stop to see that? Oh, I'm sure we can make a stop. We'll probably stop. Well, I mean, we're on our way to blue science first, right? There's white science. There's green science. There's purple science. Okay. All right. Well, that's great, Max. But where's all the others? Where's the other sciences? Like, where's the red and the blue science? They weren't that far away. I was sure of it. Oh, there's blue science. Let's head on over that way to blue science. Of course, blue science is a relatively easy science. So we're off here, taking off from Max, and jib-jobbering all the way over here. And before we take off, of course, push the tab key there. There is, where's my Dyson Sphere? And of course, there's the Dyson Sphere for here. It's nothing fancy. Making fancy little rinky-dink, picture-faced Dyson Spheres wasn't the objective of this campaign in the last year. Of course, for Dyson Sphere, I mean, what's this? I have what, 30? I have 30 different Dyson Spheres going at the moment. Most of them only do, like, most of your Dyson Spheres, except for the Blue Giant that's doing 990 gigawatts. Most Dyson Spheres, of course, are only doing like 1.5 to 3 gigawatts, unless you're putting multiple layers on them all the time, right? It's kind of crazy how one Blue Giant star is outproducing all your other stars by a factor of like 40. It's crazy. It's crazy. Off to blue science, dude. So this is the Taco system. Taco was an early chatter in the series, and of course as you can see, we name systems for all the different chatters that have been in and out over time. You gonna hit this planet? I hope so. Is this the right planet? No, you missed it, dude. See, my bum left hand, right? My poor bum left hand. It just doesn't do it well. Right? It is what it is. Listen, is the science over here? Is it over at that one? I don't know. Or is it over at that one? Oh, I think it's over at that one myself. But, well, what is this? I don't know. Oh, this is a solar sail planet, dude. Yeah, this is one of your solar sail planets. So this planet makes solar sails. It's one of 14 planets making solar sails, I think it is. And so, of course, we like to make them solar sails, people. We make solar sails. And, of course, it takes a little bit to make solar sails, right? Like, solar sails aren't just like dime a dozen, you know. You need graphene, which means you need fire ice, which means you need glass. You need all the little triangle things. What are the purple goo, right? You need all this purple goo, as I call it, the photon combiners. You know, you need titanium, and you need all this copper. You just need stuff. You need so much stuff to make solar sails. I mean, they're solar on a sail, I guess. Anyway, there's our solar sails. There on the left, but this is one of 14, so we don't have to stop at all these planets because they're a little hard to find. One of 14 planets making solar sails for us to now, which of course, and there in the background is the Dyson Sphere for this planet, but this is not the actual blue science, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad we found the planet. I think this is the blue science planet itself. Well, let's just swap on over there. So obviously, the in later sciences, like the green science build takes up almost the whole planet, right? So you can't actually put the solar sail builds and the science builds on the same planet. There's just not enough room for them both. So yes, on these first sciences, the size is tiny, right? So here's our blue science. It's because it's so small. This all fits on a lava planet, like it's nothing. Like, and I mean, this is doing 1,000 cubes a minute, right? So as you can see here, we have, I think it's like, I don't know, we got like 1,000,005 cubes in storage at any one time. So we have lots of cubes. We just have cubes. We have cubes of science, right? And of course, this planet just does blue. Believe it or not, to do 1,000 science of blue cubes actually doesn't take a lot. It's actually pretty cheap, right? Like it's. I mean, yes. You'd think it would take a lot, but it doesn't. I mean, this is all it takes to do like a near 1,000 science a minute. It's pretty. It's pretty small, right? Now, when we look at green science and we get to that planet, I'd be pulling my hair out. I'll tell you right now, because that making green science, holy smokes. Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, making blue science is nothing. So doing 1,000 blue science a minute, yeah, it's pretty easy stuff, right? Doesn't really take too much to do blue science. So where's our red science at? I don't know. Well, it's out here somewhere. That's the supply planet, and yes, we're going to talk about that after we go to the red and yellow science. Where's the red science? I don't know. That's purple science. Yep. There's red science. In the Karas system. All right. There we go. Jump. There we go. We'll just zip on over here to red science. Again, red science isn't hard. The big trick is hydrogen. And, I mean, once you kind of have planetary hydrogen, right, from different gas giants, the science build itself is actually very small. It's not overly big for 1,000 science a minute. It's just, you just have to import a lot of hydrogen. And really, if you were to actually build for hydrogen, then yes, it would be a much bigger build. Which one of the planets do you want to go to, Max? I don't know. Do you want to go to this one? Okay. Is it this planet that we're doing on? No, because this doesn't look right. All right, well, what planet is this? Oh, this is another one of the solar sail planets. Yeah, like, again, these crazy solar sail planets, they and I mean, they do a great job. They're making solar sails. Good job, guys. And, of course, this, as you can see there in the background, there's another Dyson Sphere doing a thing, right? That's what they do. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad I've hit, like, any other time when I go to find these planets, it takes me forever to find them. It drives me crazy. But that is not what we want here, dude. Salt Ice Lake, I think, is the one we want. All right, well, get out of that and let's fly on over there. Don't get me wrong, I'm great that again, it's funny because when I was working with all these solar sails, I'd have to check all the planets every once in a while, make sure that, like, you know, all the resources were hooked up, or that we weren't having hydrogen lockups or anything like that, right? Because, yes, a lot of them were still using all their hydrogen up, but, you know, you'd have one every once in a while that would do silly things, and, you know, you'd have a hydrogen lockup or something like that. It would stop making sails and slow everything down. No, you're just the big ball of gas, dude. You just sit right out there. You just... Yeah, I don't want you. I want your friend that's orbiting you. Yeah, I want this guy. I think this guy has what I want. Do you have what I want? I think so. Pretty sure that's what's up here. Is that what's up here, guys? No, there's a lot of... No, don't get me wrong. This is very important. That's the power. Oh, there we are. Yeah, there we are. Hydrogen, red cubes, 1,000 a minute. And again, this is not a big build at all, right? Because really, you're importing all your hydrogen. That's coal, dude. Okay. Well, okay. That's because this is for the graphite, dude. Well, all right. Well, that's great. Where's all the hydrogen coming in at? It's coming in from that tower over there, dude. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. So hydrogen is nothing. Ta-da! Look at that. I mean, this is what you do. You import hydrogen, right? As you can see here, I have to import a lot of coal all the time because, of course, these planets don't have any coal. What would any coal be doing here? But of course, once you have hydrogen planets, then red science is nothing. You just got to find a lot of coal everywhere, and we make another 1,000 cubes a minute, right? In fact, we're making 1,100 cubes a minute, I believe, is the final calculating number once we did some proliferation on there. So what else are we doing? Where's that yellow science at? I don't know. It's up here somewhere. Well, that's the title. That's the title part. That crazy tidal planet. Ugh. Let me tell you, getting that achievement, what a pain in the butt that was. There's Alan. I was going to say, Alan, where are you? Yellow science. It's finally when you have to start doing some actual work, right? You know, everything's fun. It's all fun and games until you start doing yellow science, and then it's a pain in the butt. Good to see this epic build back. You can certainly see the roots in the Factorio, but not bad guys to pew-pew with. Yeah, they're going to bring bad guys out, right? In fact, I think they were kind of hoping to have it out for the 2-year anniversary, but they just had their big post there the other day, and putting bad guys into Dyson Sphere Program has been a lot more work for them than they originally thought. So they're hoping to do that sometime this year. But bad guys are coming, right? They are going to have bad guys here very, very soon. Which is why I'd like to get started on the other two. Now, I think it's going to be an option that you can turn on and off, and I think if you turn it off, it's not going to hurt your ability to get achievements. So I don't think that's going to be a big problem. I just think, like, I don't know if I'll ever play with bad guys. I don't know. I guess I'm a YouTuber, right? So I'll probably have to do a series with bad guys in it. I just don't know if I'm looking forward to doing the bad guys, right? I mean, I don't understand all these factory games. Like, you know, you can always tell the inexperienced or the less experienced factory players. They always want bad guys, right? And it's funny because, the much more experienced factory players like Catherine of Sky and such people like that, they all play with enemies turned off all the time, right? And that's because after you've kind of done it once, it's like, oh, do I really want to go through you guys painfully again and again and again? So in Factorio, right, when you're building big mega bases and stuff like that, the last thing you want to deal with is a bunch of, ankle biters, right? So, yeah, it is kind of funny. But, the bad guys are coming. So, yes. And, of course, starting next week, we're going to be having this. We got to start a whole new system to get 3 achievements, right? Because unfortunately, this map does not have a red giant in it. And so I can't get that achievement in this system. So I have to start a whole new map next week to do that. I don't get it myself, but I guess some players like the extra challenge. Yeah, but it's not even an extra challenge. I think I don't know what it is. Like, they just kind of get a kick out of it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, like I said, I will probably play it with the enemy on once. And again, they're going to have to think about scalability, right? Most people, when they play the game, they probably do like maybe 7, 8 systems, maybe 10 systems if they're really pushing it. Most players aren't going to have over 35 systems like I have, with 35 sets of Dyson Spheres going on, and then have to take on an enemy, right? So I would suspect that when they do put enemies in the game, it's going to have to be scaled to the point where it's kind of like the average player does 6 systems, right? And then, you know, the enemy will do 5 or 6 systems, and then we'll see what happens. It'll be an interesting concept when it comes out, and obviously I'll play it because, gosh darn it, they're not taking me on. I'll blow them up. It could work if the enemy was part of the end game rather than an annoyance. Yeah, well, again, we'll see how it goes, right? It's always a challenge. I don't know. I think the game itself was amazing just the way it is. But, like you said, some people just want to watch the world burn, right? So, this, of course, is yellow science. Yellow science requires these crazy titanium crystals, right? And, of course, it also requires titanium, because that's a thing. So we have titanium crystals and diamonds, which of course requires graphite, and of course gotta have diamonds. So diamonds and titanium crystal. As you can see here, it's not an overly big build. Again, for 1100 science a minute, it wasn't an overly big build. It's just a build, right? Yes, now we're finally starting to get into some bigger size now, outside of red and blue, but in this particular case, yeah, it wasn't the end of the world to get 1,100 science a minute. It just took a little bit more, right? But now let's go actually start the big sciences, right? So, what do you want to look at next? Do you want to do purple or green, Max? Well, there's green science. Okay, where's the purple science? I don't know. Well, okay. Oh, purple science is way out there. Okay, I guess we're going to go do green science, and then we'll do purple science. All right. So we're off to the cardinal system. Yeah. Jamie, I'm sure I have a planetary system with you in it here somewhere, do I not? I'm pretty sure I do have you in here in the system already, but if not, we'll put you in here in a second. I'll have a look around here to make sure. We'll zip on over here to, because I mean, there's Noko's planet and a bunch of other planets that are going by here shortly. Mr. O's planets, planetary systems back there. I was pretty sure I had a planetary system already with you in here, but we'll check it here in the system in a second. Oh no, a whole planetary system, dude, not just a planet. I give you a whole system. I'm nice like that, right? Do I have a little star on this thing because this is where green science is done? Is that what I'm doing here? All right. Oh yeah, this is definitely green science. Boom. All right. So for 1100 science a minute in green science, you need a lot of stuff. You need a lot of stuff, people. It's so painful. It's so painful. So we just came from yellow science, where you needed like 150 machines doing titanium crystal, and you need like 75 machines doing diamonds, right? And then you come to green science. And green science, of course, you need a whole planet. You literally need a whole planet working as hard as possible all the time to do 1100 science. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. but we have it. Oh, gosh darn, we have it. Let me tell you. You want 1100 of that science a minute, you need a whole planet. And this whole planet does a whole lot of things. As you can see here, we have fields of copper and silicon and titanium and iron. Like, the amount of iron, I think it's like 300 iron machines you need. I don't know. It's something ridiculously big. It's crazy, right? I mean, look at the amount of titanium you need and diamonds. I mean, the amount of yellow processors. Oh, gee. Yeah. Green science. Green science. It's so painful. It really is painful. I mean, literally, most of your planet, like if we were back in the Maximus system, most of that planet is for doing green and purple science. I mean, really, it's what it is, right? I mean, it's just craziness, right? It's like, oh man, holy smokes. But anyway, it is what it is. I hate them little pink diamonds, purple horseshoes, green clovers. You know, it's this planet does it all, but it does do it. Gosh darn it, it does it. Look at that. It makes 1,100 of them green science a minute. You know it. We pack in the green science. And if you ever need space warpers, let me tell you, we can make space warpers here until you turn blue in the face. It's a thing we do. Hey, Cap, what's up? And you do have I know you have a planetary system here, because I was just looking at it like 3 minutes ago. How's it going, Cap? I hope things are going relatively well. Where is Cap's system? I just looked at it out here. I'm just looking to see if I got Jamie's system out here too. Vicky's, Theta. There's Cap right down there. Look. The Cap system. I knew you were here somewhere. Love seeing this playthrough. No problem, man. I really do enjoy this game. I mean, again, I just played another 150 hours just to show off the achievements again today, right? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you can really get caught up in this game for a long time. But I don't see a system for Jamie. So you know what? We got to fix that. You know what? You know what, Jamie? You can have this. You can have... since you live in the future, Jamie, all the time, you can have this one. This is, of course, the mega Dyson Sphere producing over 900 gigawatts of power. There you go. That's a thing, right? Last week just finished all achievements. I'll bet, right? Yeah. Well, I got 5 to go. Oh, maybe another Cap. I don't think I found you until very recently. No. I'm pretty sure when I did the last live stream, it was one of the first times you and I chatted, and I actually put in the Cap system. Because I tend to try to put in names, especially new names that come along. If I'm happen to be in the game, I put them in right away, right? I mean, there's a lot of names that I've seen in here, and of course, we're gonna stop at Noko's planet here and stuff like that, just to kind of for a little bit of memory lane stuff. But we are gonna go to purple science first, because it is the last of the sciences, and we'll zip on up here because green science, it's a pain. Hey, we'll take it. Well, of course, dude. Of course. I mean, you know, we have all kinds of crazy names. And, of course, you know, Lonnie and Julian and stuff like that. Vicky, right? Vicky, of course, is really cool. She plays a lot of DSP. You know, there's a lot of chatters that have come and gone through the times, and they've all gotten put in here in the last year. Because, again, it is exactly a year ago that we started this series, and of course, it's, you know, you mean, you know, people in chat, you know, you chit chat along with a lot of people that come and go throughout the year and stuff like that. So there's all kinds of, you know, different names in here. Where are you going here? Purple science, dude. Yeah, well, don't drive off course because it gets awfully expensive when you drive off course. Well, that's because you can't fly very good, Max. There's Amy. That's the cold as ice planet. There's a story behind Amy. Oh, you flew by it, dude. You flew right by it. Turn around. Yeah, the Amy system. That's cute. This is not the planet you want, dude. I know it's not. This has too few things. Are you sure? It might be. I think you just landed on the empty side of the planet. Really? You think? Yeah, this has to be the purple planet. Yeah, because look at all the silicon for this. Oh, I remember this. Purple's not quite as bad as green, but it's bad enough. I mean, look at all the silicon you need. Like, what is there like? I think there was like 350 machines on this planet. You need a lot of it. You need a lot of it for purple science. I remember that. Ugh, sheesh. And graphene. Holy smokes, between the graphene you need. I mean, purple's not as bad as green. At least it doesn't take a whole planet. It just takes like half a planet, but it's still a planet, right? And of course, like here, like this is the actual yellow. We actually need like the hydrogen and the oil out of this to make some of this work. So that's what you see going on here, right? That puts us all the way down here at purple science. Crazy fiber optic. Yep. Fiber optic and yellow chips. Holy smokes. Let me tell you, you pull your head out on that one, people. But that is purple science here in the O'Connell system. You bet. And another 1,100 science a minute. I must admit, it's, you really don't think about it very much. And I mean, you got to remember, this is all running all the time. All this crazy science, we got it running all the time, I know. Whoosh. Let's do a quick stop. We'll stop over here at Vicky because she does the white science. So this is where all the cubes come together, and this is why you see a lot of traffic going over to Vicky's planet. And of course, once the white science is created, it was then taken and delivered over to the Nick system, right? So that's why you see a steady line from Vicky to Nick, because Vicky makes the white science, but Nick processes the science. Nick has the science labs where Vicky makes the white science, right? So we'll and of course we were over at the Nick system earlier, and so we'll jump on up over here to Vicky's system. Jump over to Noko system, and then we'll do a quick peel off back to the science system, over to the Nick system to kind of wrap things up. So, over here in the Vicky system, this of course is where we make all this become white science. And again, this should be making, I think over here it does about, it will do up to 1,200 white science a minute. Which, of course, it all depends on how fast you want to play the game, right? I mean, you can always make more planets. You can always make more planets, people. There's always more planets to me. What are you doing, Max? What? Thanks, left hand. Where am I? I don't know. Okay, well, you're still in the Vicky system. Okay, cool. Do you know where you want to be exactly? No. Okay. Well, how about you land on this planet? There's an idea. And of course, that's always one of it's funny that one of the biggest challenge I've had, of course, in DSP is when I'm warping around trying to hit planets and my left hand decides, you know what you should do? You should push like 9 other buttons besides the button you want. Yeah, this planet isn't what you want, Max. Don't get me wrong, this planet's doing things. This planet has a lot of oil, or it did at one time. I don't know if this planet has any oil left on it or not. What has it got for oil? Oh, it's still doing 89. I mean, it's still doing over 89 oil a second. I mean, that's pretty good. That's all this planet does, by the way, is oil. It's the oil planet at 89.39. I think when I started this planet, though, I think it was doing over 200. So it is a little surprising that this planet is still doing 89. Where are we going? I don't know. I don't know which planet has the science on it. Oh, I'll bet you it's that one where all the ships are coming in and out really fast. I'll bet you. Well, then you should go to that planet. All right. Yep, get up there into space, dude. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of Icarus. All right. Well, hit the warp engine there, big guy. And boom. That would be white science. Bump. All right. Okay. So this planet actually does more than 1,200 a minute. So basically what I usually do is, we store up all the science here, right? And then, of course, we feed all that science into the conglomerator of destiny. And it then makes white science cubes for us like crazy. Because that's what we do here. We generate a bunch of white science, right? From space. Let's have a look at it from space. Now, the one thing that we didn't even discuss, which is being held in all these towers that are ringing around the planet, by the way, that is antimatter, right? So antimatter, of course, is the final ingredient for all this. We have a couple of tidal-locked planets that are delivering all that antimatter to us. How very convenient of it. And, of course, as you can see here, the backside of this planet is actually doing solar sails. So, because white science obviously is a combination of the other sciences, it actually takes a very small footprint. So we use the same planet for doing solar sail. One of the 14 planets that was doing solar sails for me while it was doing all that craziness for us. Because there was a lot of craziness, people. It was crazy. So, yes, that is all our science planets. As you can see here, we're pumping out that white science. Looks pretty groovy. Lots of white science in storage, I see. It's not too bad. And, of course, where are we going to go? Well, we're going to go to Noko's planet here in a minute. So, of course, we did get the tetrawatt of energy. We got all the energy, and Center Brain needs more energy 3. There is 1 tetrawatt of energy. We'll actually probably end the stream on that, back at the Blue Giant, because, I mean, it's so crazy. It is so crazy. All right, let's go to Noko's planet, because it is the supply planetary system. Now, you can't obviously build out entire planetary systems like that without having a huge amount of supply, right? And so it was decided long ago that I needed a dedicated system for doing supplies, just supplying me with things, right? You name it, belts, sorters, smelters, assemblers, towers, rocket ships. If you needed a planet, if I needed a thing at any time, then I wanted a planetary system that was just producing that stuff. I didn't want a mall. I wanted a planetary systems mall. And that's what the Noko system does for us. The Noko system, of course, produces all the things for us. And so, I mean, obviously the Maximus system did that for me with the smaller mall until I had this. But now that I have this, you're going to have to stop here, dude, because there's so many planets in the way, you can't even see where all the people are zapping in and out of. Is it that one over there? I think it is. I think it's this one over here I want, right? Noko's system is one of the few systems, by the way, that has a double skin. It has a double skin. That's an acid planet, dude. Where are we going? Why can't I find this planet? I mean, it's not that hard to find out here, dude. Listen. I'm pretty sure it's right there. Okay. Yeah, there it is. There's the green. And in fact, on the last stream, this was actually one of the achievements we were going for, and we had a hard time doing. So Noko's planet is one of them gaseous green planets. And of course, if you've Noko, when you see his username in Discord, he has a green logo to it, which is why we then made this planetary system the Noko system. And of course, this planet does all of our supplies. So it doesn't look very busy most of the time, but it is designed to produce something like, I don't know, between 200 and 500 items a minute of anything I need, right? So, it produces like blue belts, right? Here's all the finished product down here, right? It does all the blue belt. There's the pew pew guns, right? If I needed 300-400 EM rail guns today, no problem. It does that. Down here a little farther, this is where it does rocket engines, all the things down here. So, I always keep a few thousand, logistics drones in storage, and you got to have logistics vessels in storage, and you can call these around. These are all in towers, so I can be setting up a planet anywhere, and then, for example, if I wanted to set up a supply planet, where I don't think I even have my blueprints in here at the moment. I don't either. This is another blueprint system. But, how it is, right? If you needed to set up an entire blueprint of a planet, then I could just go, boom. I was pretty sure I still kept that in here, though. Yeah, under max, right? 1040, 50-50 planets. That's the 3/8. That's Tower 20 output. Yeah, that's Tower 20. 570. Yeah, I think this might be it here. So this is the blueprint. Yeah, this is the blueprint for doing an entire planet for doing solar sails, right? So, like it says there, it takes 570 assemblers, 474 smelters, 94 chemical plants. What's that? 30 warper type plants, 12 towers, 53 mini towers. What's that? 14,166 belts. Yeah. So when you plop down an entire planet, boom, like that. Then, of course, you need an entire supply planet to do that, and that is what the NOCO system does. The NOCO system provides us the ability to plop down planets at will to make solar sails. Yeah, and it does it really good, by the way. It's actually very efficient at it. So I must admit, this was actually a great lifesaver. We did this early in the series. We built this entire planet, and it was a lot of work. And, of course, it is entirely... This also got us the Death Star achievement, right? So this planet is entirely covered in black tile. Oh yeah, because the black tile makes the planet grow even a little greener than a usual. Like, look at that green glow, right? Yeah, I mean, that's green right there. So that is what's going on with the supply planet. So with that, let's and like I said, this is one of the few systems that actually has a double Dyson Sphere on it. Right, so it has a Dyson Sphere within a Dyson Sphere. So yeah, it's got a double shell. I don't know why I put a double shell on that one. I think it was because I had a lot of extra sails flying around, and I didn't want them to go to waste, so I threw an extra shell up. I think it's what I was doing there. No, wrong button, dude. You were actually in the right spot the first time. Okay. Well, then where are we going? You're gonna go. Let's go back to Nick, and then we'll jump over to Jamie's as the final planets. So of course the Nick system is where we just did all the crazy science, right? For some of those that may not have been here at the start of the stream, this of course is where all the sciences arrive to actually be processed. So when all the reds, the blues, all the things, they get all turned into white science or whatever science, and then they all get shipped over here to the Nick system. And then the Nick system, of course, takes all our science and poof, turns it into actual monetary units of awesomeness. And that's why, of course, it has the number 10 million on it, because this planet, of course, just did our 10 million white science contribution of all the things, which is really awesome. Is it 1 or 2 you want? I'm assuming it's the one with the X, Max. You left yourself a clue on this one. That was really nice of me, wasn't it? You should do that with all the planets you want to land on. Yeah, that's too smart. That'd be way too smart of me. This, of course, is the planet that does all the science, right? When we push the button in here, so like, you know, if you want to do a research speed, boom, you hit the button. This is the planet that's doing the science, right? That's what this planet does. This planet is doing all the science. That's why you can pump through almost 300,000 cubes in, less than a minute, right? So you can do that because this planet is doing all the science. And I know it's really hard to see them all working in the daylight, but they are all working, gosh darn it. I mean, it is really cool in the nighttime to see these guys work, you know, because there's just so many cubes being processed. Yeah, I know, I'm making you guys work hard now. That's really mean of me, huh? Yeah, I know, you guys are having to work. Well, listen, you guys just got to sit around for a long time and do nothing until today. So, like, you know, we actually put these guys to work today, right? And so, yep, it is this is where we make all the science of the things. Let's head on back to the Jamie system to wrap up this map. And then, of course, talk about the last 5 that we need to do. Over here, do this, do that. All right, there we go. Up, up, and away. Okay. Okay, I don't know what that is. That is... Man, I'll tell you, that one number, they've been calling me all week. They really want to, like, sell me something. Probably used car insurance or something, right? Do I have any care warranty at the moment? Gee, they've been calling me all week at all kinds of different times. It's crazy. I'm like, give it up already. Holy smokes. Like, I don't care about your car warranty. You know, it just is what it is. But we'll fly over here. We'll have a look at the mega sphere that just got us the 1 tetrawatt thing. And we'll have a look at the achievements. And then talk about next week, which of course is where we'll be starting the mini series, the mini new series, to get those other 3 achievements that we couldn't get in this system. So of course that's there's the Jamie system right there. Look at that. We're gonna fly right by him. Zip. There we go. And we're coming in hot. I mean, this is a really big Dyson Sphere, isn't it? You know when you're like 2 light years away and the Dyson Sphere is like bigger than most planets you fly by. There you go. Look at that. So that is the Dyson Sphere that just took us to 1 tetrawatt of power. This thing is now running at 926 gigawatts on its own, right? I can't believe I have almost 30 other Dyson Spheres and they only total 80 gigawatts. This one Dyson Sphere is doing 920 gigawatts. All right, whatever. So let's have a look at them, that panel one more time and all them achievements. So as mentioned, we have 5 to go. Unfortunately, like I said, the 0.5 resource, I was sure it was done on this map, but according to this, it's not. So I'm going to have to do another map, and that's fine. I was going to have to do another map because of the foundations, and because I don't have a red giant in this map, I have to do this one down here, where we have to put a Dyson Sphere around a red giant for 10 gigawatts. And 10 gigawatts is a joke, people, because I just done 920 gigawatts around a star. I mean, yes, red giants aren't very powerful, and doing 10 gigawatts is a pain in the butt. But I'll tell you right now, 10 versus 920, I'll manage. I'll somehow manage, right? So this is what we're going to be starting next week to get those 3. And then after we get those 3 done, we'll be doing the speed run challenge, which of course is the 25 and 10-hour achievements for the last 2. As we are flying now, look, we're still like 7 AU away from this thing. Holy smokes. This thing is massive. No, dude. I want you to... Yes. All right. Oh, well, here, do that. Turn that off. Yeah. Fly over here, dude. You know, I mean, this thing is just so big. I mean, you know, like when you're 7 AU away, that's the orbit of most other systems' planets. As the planet back there is pew-pewing everything at what we have here. Come on, get into this thing. Fly free, do it. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, a person could say, well, you know, the patience that it took to do this star, right? I mean, you know, like I said, there were many nights I just left this running all night long, right? Like I would load this up before going to bed, and then I would, you know, make sure that the plant, like, what is there, like, again, there's like, I think, I think there was 14 systems that I have making solar sails for 20,000 sails a minute. And then I would check all them systems out to make sure none of them were going to get locked up. And then I would go to bed, right? And then this would run for like 8-9 hours in the background, right? Just shooting solar sails. Because that's, I mean, you know, once the rockets were done, like, I mean, look at the statistics on this thing. It's crazy. I mean, the statistics on this thing, you know, it has 11,000, or it has 247,000 structure points. All right, and that's just the first shell. There's a secondary shell out here on the ends, right? But the main shell has 247,000 rockets. All right, that's crazy. Right? And then, of course, it's still absorbing sails, right? It's already absorbed, what, 23 million sails? And it still has, it's just shy of 40 million to be planned. You know, like, I mean, the thing is crazy. And that's and this is not counting. Now, this one here, this outer shell is only on the ends. It's kind of got a butterfly look. Oh, it's auto-saving at the moment, of course. Thanks, autosave. Your timing is just impeccable, let me tell you. Yeah, can you take that away now? I know, you're going to chug right out here for like 2 minutes. You're really going to hate me. It's kind of hard to see, but if I do it kind of like this, you'll see here on the ends, there are like these diamond shapes that are on the far end, and they too require their own sails. They are going to require 616,000 of their own sails, right? I mean, this thing is just massive. I mean, it is a lot of fun to fly in, though. I will say that, right? But it's big. I mean, you definitely can say that. It's really cool. So with that, this will be the last. Well, I mean, we'll probably load this up when we actually do all 100 achievements, just for funsies, right? But starting next week, we will be actually doing a new map to get 3 of them 5 last achievements, and of course we'll be setting it all up to get the 0.5 resource and a giant star and a few other things, blah blah blah, all very boring, but that's what we'll be doing next week, so I get to start again, and of course that means we'll have to do crazy blue and red science, and we'll have to go through and do all the things as we push towards getting all the technologies and getting a win, right? We need a big W. Once we get to here, we'll get a W, and then of course we'll get those 3 achievements underway, and then we'll get ready to do the speed run. So that is where all the things are as we are. I mean, that is really cool when you're in the space view mode, and when you're in space view mode, you're still in the Dyson shell, right? I mean, that is pretty cool, right? No problem. So, I was going to start it on Thursday, but on Thursday, I think we're going to try another round of desync, because that demo is only out for a week, so I have to play it this week. So I am going to start the new file on this next Tuesday. And then, of course, we'll be going through, building a whole new planetary factory, doing all the crazy things. I will be pulling my hair out all the time. It's going to be awesome. And I just realized I forgot my number sign on my title. We'll be doing all the crazy things as all the crazy spaceships are flying around out here. All right. I mean, this is actually a really cool view. This actually is a really cool view. So we'll be starting. So I'm going to play Desynced on Thursday because, again, I only get to play that for this week, and we'll get another shot at it. We're going to try to build as much of a factory in 3 hours as we can on Thursday. And then this will come back next Tuesday as for the new file. And we'll go through and do all the things. As you can see, all the spaceships flying around out there in the background. I want to thank everybody for hanging out today. Wow. Just, it's great that everybody's made the stop by, see what was going on, all the wonderful things. Cap, it was great to see that you made the stop by. Jamie, I'm glad you got to hang out for a short time if you haven't gone for coffee run already. Zeta, glad to see you. I'm glad you got to make the stop by and hang out, all the things. Of course, I want to thank everybody that stops by and hangs out and chat, because I know there's lots of people that come and go all throughout the week and all the things, and I appreciate that very much. And I want to thank everybody that watches later on as well as those who are recently subscribed down the bottom corner. For more information, you can always check the video description, where you will find Discord links as well as the Twitter and all the other socials, where I post daily what it is I'm playing that day, along with the weekly schedule on every Sunday. I'm Max. This has been Dyson Sphere Program Destiny, where we are going for all the achievements, and this is the 1-year anniversary of this file, and I mean, it is pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool just to watch all the ships flying around out there, isn't it? I mean, it is pretty awesome. You just see, thousands of ships flying around all your different planets, and it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. But of course, now we've done we just got, like almost every one of the hard achievements out of the way. 10 million of them science, 1 tetrawatt of power. You're looking at 925 gigawatts of that power right in front of you there, people. It's a sad thing when all them other Dyson Spheres out there only produce 80 gigawatts, and this one Dyson Sphere produces 925 gigawatts. What can I tell you, right? Balance in the force, right? You know where you want to come live. It's right here. So with that, I am Max. This has been Dyson Sphere Program Destiny, where we'll be back next Tuesday to start a brand new file, so as we can get them last 5 achievements. And with that, I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.